Awesome sauce. Well, welcome in, everyone. For those who are live here with me, hello. And for those who are coming in, I'll see you in a second. And for those who are watching the replay, make sure you take some. So this is all about beyond the 9 to 5, right? How recruiters and any person can monetize their skills as well as build wealth. Now, I myself am a recruiter, so I'm a little biased. I think that's why we put the how recruiters can monetize, but really, essentially, this is for everyone and anyone. And I want to take a moment to speak directly to you if you're here. If you've ever felt like your skills were undervalued, if you've ever felt like, you've worked tirelessly only to be hit with a layoff or whatever, like a termination or reduction in force, if you've ever thought there has to be more than a 9 to 5, well, then this webinar is for you. You're in the right place. So I'm here because I've been exactly at that place. I've been where you are. I sat at a desk wondering if all my hard work was really going to pay off. I remember being stuck, in roles that just didn't see my worth. And even having conversations of how much impact I've had on something, and people, still didn't necessarily give me what my due, right? And I had to learn how to take control of my future. I had to learn how to step out of the limitations and start building wealth basically on my terms. And that's what I'm hopefully going to help you do today. I say hopefully, I believe I can help you, but it's all about, what we pay attention to, right? So with that being said, let's go. Okay. All right. So when it comes down to it, there we go. When it comes down to it, we want to get prepared for financial freedom. And the way that you get prepared for that is to, number one, make sure that you are just assessing where you currently are, assessing your situation, evaluating your current financial standing, evaluating what your goals look like. I see so many people start up side hustles and new business ventures, and I say, okay, so what's your number? I'm like, what do you mean, what's my number? What's the number you're trying to attain with this? Oh, I don't have one. That's where we mess up at. That's the beginning of trouble. So it's like, fierce clarity is what you need, right? What is the goal? I know for me, I made a goal. I want to make $10,000 a month. And I want to make it on my own without a W-2. And I remember when I first I made actually that month I made 13, and I was through the roof, and it felt so good. It felt so validating, I think, because it was something I guess I just didn't expect. I felt it, that it was going to come, but it was just like, it's really here. I made a month where I'm treading towards something amazing. And for me, from where I am from, we'll talk about that in a second, but it was just something that was totally different for me. But you have to assess what's your situation, right? You also have to prioritize stability. You have to make sure that your core income and your savings are secure before you start diversifying. What does that mean? In the shortest way to say it, it takes a little something to make something. So it takes money to make money, right? You don't necessarily, sometimes it's not a huge amount. Sometimes it's just time. Time is money to me. So you have to make sure that you're at a place that you can start diversifying your income with either side businesses or investments or any of the sort, right? So those are the things that you want to think about. And then last but certainly not least, you want to manage your time. Consider the time commitment that's required for additional income streams. Sometimes we bite off more than we can chew. I can remember hiring a professional as my assistant, but she had a full-time job, and she was like, I can be your assistant part-time. I can do this. And she kept dropping the ball, and to the place where I really liked her and I had to let her go because it was just like she didn't consider the time commitment. She knew she needed the additional income, right? But she didn't consider her time commitment and how it'll impact the full scope of work-life balance. So that's just something to prepare you for financial freedom, to get your mind together for financial freedom. All right. So now I can get into me. Now, for those of you who don't know me, hello. I am, especially if you're watching the replay, I feel like it's good to introduce, I guess, myself. So I am a person who wears a lot of different hats. I have over 17 years of experience in talent acquisition, talent optimization, and talent development. So what does that all mean? I love to find the talent, identify the talent, help them get placed. But then on the other side of that, I love to develop the talent too. And I discovered that tool or that gifting or talent in me when I was in corporate America. I left corporate America, and we'll talk about that in 2 seconds. But I left corporate America 2018, and I was working in Delta, and I made great money, was on a very nice track to get into leadership. But I just knew that there was something more for me, and I didn't want to cap on me, right? And so I remember being in corporate America, and I remember playing the game and being with all the politics and things like that. But just yearning for something different, yearning for something more. And I remember also being on phone calls with people, and I'm supposed to be just getting their information to hire them, right? A talent acquisition person is not a career coach, okay? But I would be on the call like, no, you didn't say that right. Let me help you out. And my leader would say, you know, you're not a career coach, right? You're just supposed to get them in, figure out what if they can do the job, and let's go. But I cared about the well-being of the person. So yeah, so that's how I realized that I was actually more than just a talent acquisition professional. That's how I realized that I was a career strategist as well, not just talent optimization. I was career strategist. And so helping professionals leverage their talent, their skills into whatever the revenue stream is. It could be a corporate position. It could be a side hustle. It could be consulting. It could be a coaching. It could be all of the things. Welcome in, Marcia. Welcome in. Yes, good to see you. All right. So, but it could be all of those things. And that's what I'm sorry, Marcia. But that's what I could do. Okay. That's what I could do. I leverage that. Right. All right. So I want to keep going here, but thank you all so much for joining. So we're going to keep moving. A little bit more about me. So of course, I mentioned I worked with Delta before I left corporate America in 2018. And in that position, I was a senior talent acquisition leader. I did everything from training my team. I did everything from identifying talent, everything from, building up their brand and their portfolio so that they could identify more people in the IT and telecom realm and aerospace at the time. And so that was a little bit about myself and what I learned, again, that I was not only just a career strategist, but what I learned there at Delta as well was that I was definitely $1 million recruiter. I literally mastered the art of high value placement and relationship building. And so I remember in the position, and I was having a meeting with the VP, and she shows me these numbers. And she goes, "This is why you're getting a bonus this year, because you're the top producer, but also you've made us this number." And I go, "Oh, my paycheck doesn't look anything near this number." And so that's when I got the revelation, like, wait a minute. If I'm making them this amount of money, what could I be making for me? What could I be doing for me? And so that was the discovery, honestly, there at Delta, when I really, truly honed into the skills and the gifting. And I had these meetings before, but it was something about that just clicked inside of my brain. Like, wait a minute, I could be doing a little bit more. And so I began to teach recruiters how to earn money, how to earn the six figures, how to earn, 5,000, 20,000 monthly, using skills that they already have and they're already using in corporate America, by the way. And it's not just recruiters. So I want to make sure we understand that this is not just for recruiters. It's for any person who ever, if your position has been dealing with the public, helping anyone serve something, using your intellect, using your hands, you're in the right place. Okay. Anyway, I realized that, I didn't want to just help job seekers land new roles. I was a multifaceted person, and some of you are that way too. You excel in your position, but there's those transferable skills that you can monetize, that are connected to what you already do. If you're someone that pays effective, really a strong attention to detail, or if you're someone who is good, if you're good at identifying or researching. I had a girlfriend who I got into this, and she was the person that you would go to if you needed to find out something about your man. Okay. When back in the day, she would be the one researching and all of this stuff. And you'd be like, you found all of that? And like, yeah, I did. If that's a talent, that's a skill that you can monetize that and be a recruiter. Right. But yeah, so that's what I did, just helping them to do those things. And I didn't want to just make extra money. I wanted to build wealth that would allow me to wake up when I wanted to wake up, take vacations without asking permission, pay my bills without stress, and just leave a legacy for my family, right? And that was my why. And so I say that to say this is a good time for you to think about your why. Why am I on this call? Like, why do I want to make some extra income? Why do I want to monetize my skills or my gifts? Why? This is the perfect time, because without vision, there's not much we can do. There's a book that I really, really love, and I read it every day. And it says in a quote in that book, it talks about how you have to write the vision and make it plain and give it to others so they can run with it. And so that's what it's all about. It's about writing out what you want and having like fierce clarity, and then sharing it with someone who's been there, done that, so that they can help you get to that next level. Okay. I threw in here a couple of slides because my thought process is success builds belief. Anybody else think that? I believe success builds belief. And so this is one of my clients. He has a podcast called No Degree Podcast. He's a founder of nodegree.com. And he also, his name is Janayed Iqbal. If you look him up on Twitter, you'll see he has an insane following. You'll look at his LinkedIn. You see he has an insane LinkedIn. You can go right now and research him while we're talking. You'll be like, oh my goodness. But he started off with me sharing him, giving him the tools that he needed to help his monetization journey, and enjoyed it tremendously. He always gives me some shout outs every now and again. I get a couple thousand new followers through this guy. But yeah, he's one of my clients as well. And then when I showed you him, because I wanted you to know that it's not just for recruiters. It's just that happens to be my background in recruiting, but I help all sorts of people from all walks of life. Here's another young lady who started off with me. She was in real estate, actually, and I taught her how to. So here's the thing about real estate. Real estate it's good money, but it's not consistent. Okay. And so she needed something to where, like, what can I do when I don't have clients? Of course I'm going to work on my business, but I got to pay my bills. I got to eat. So I showed her some different techniques on how to reach out to those hard to reach clients, and also to monetize her gift that she has into making money. And so we did that together. Her name is Kitty, and she again is in real estate as well. So for the last I guess it started in 2019. I have been producing and facilitating and hosting or whatever our bar recruiter program. And so this is each class is a different class that I've helped to become recruiters. This is not that you don't have to worry about that. This is not for you. But if you desire that to do that, this is also something that I do. Some people want to monetize their skills and they don't have any recruiting background. And so I have a program called BAR, Become a Recruiter. And those are all my students from each cohort who just really just wanted to learn how to monetize their skills and make money recruiting without starting a full-blown recruiting agency. That's the key. And I'm going to talk about that tonight as well. All right. I also wanted to share that if you have any questions, this is such a small group. I know we're going to be having the replay on YouTube, but hey, if you have questions, let me know in the chat and I'm happy to help you. Okay. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is just really helping you understand how the 9-to-5 trap can really, really catch us. Because especially with recruiting, for those who have a recruiting background, if it doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. Just come along for the ride because it still applies, I promise you. But if we are real with ourselves, recruiting is such a grind. You're constantly chasing payments, hoping the client won't ghost you, dealing with hiring freezes, getting paid only when the company decides to pay you. And when budgets tighten, recruiters are often the first ones on the chopping block. Ask me how I know. Okay. But I've seen incredible, talented recruiters just be laid off, pushed out, burnt out. And that's because we're never taught to see recruiting as more than just filling seats. But it's a skill set. And it's something that can yield a gold mine, which I've experienced myself. And this is the time right now to start acting like it, to start understanding that. So when I even hear the term recruiting, it's funny because the Army uses the term recruiting as well. Recruiting is used in network marketing. I mean, it's all kind of ways to recruit or identify, research something, right? In order to produce something, in order to make money, in order to get a client, in order to all the things, right? Or get a candidate a position. So, but it is a skill that you can absolutely use for anything. All right. I wanted to talk about just again a couple of multiple income streams that you may need to just kind of know about, right? And today I'm going to show you that. And just when I tell you some of these income streams changed my life, I promise you, I really mean it. I did take some screenshots. I was like, success builds belief. I probably need to add some checks in here so people can see the checks or something so they know I'm not crazy. But yeah, so every skill that you use in recruiting, whether it's negotiating, relationship building, consulting, it's a high income skill that people will pay for. And whether it's helping job seekers land new roles or consulting companies on hiring strategies or coaching people to negotiate their higher salaries, there's just so many ways that you can turn your expertise into cash. And I don't, again, just want to make extra cash. I want to build something bigger than myself. Okay. And so here's just a couple of solutions here again to wanting to have those multiple income streams. It's controlling your work schedule. It's consistent income. It's long-term wealth. Building assets while you're helping other people, that is wealth by itself. But think about it this way. If you're like in the 9-to-5 trap where you're paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, like what happens when there is an emergency? What happens when there is something that goes awry and you're like scrambling, trying to find, somebody to loan you something or getting a payday loan or just something ridiculous when all you needed to do was what was in your hands, the talent that you were given, right? So let's start off with some of these talents. Right. The first one up is freelance employment specialist. So I have a contact that I'll be emailing everyone so that you can, figure out, you may think at one point, oh, this one resonated with me. So that's another part I wanted to share for those people that are just coming in. Each of these opportunities that I'm going to share with you, you could have zero experience. Okay. Just wanted to throw that out there. But I want to also have you thinking about which one of these speaks to me. At the end of this webinar, again, I'm going to tell you which one of these is the most powerful and scalable income stream, but I still want to go through each of these one by one, just so that you can get an understanding of what you could do. So the first thing here is a platform called Better Steps, and you can either write this in your notes, or you could just wait for me to send you the email after this session. But there's a platform called Better Steps, and they pay freelancers anywhere from $500 all the way to $3,000 just for helping job seekers land roles. Okay, what do I mean by that? So they are they're governed by the government, and what they do is so let's just say, I don't know, anyone ever help someone with a resume? Anyone ever help someone before their job interview? Okay, so you have these individuals that are intellectually challenged, and they need help with someone just filling out applications. That can anyone do that? Has anyone ever filled out an application? These are the things that you're doing: filling out applications, helping them with like their resume, and even reaching out to employers to say, hey, you don't have to pay me anything. I just want to help this person get a job. He's a part of Better Steps, blah, blah, blah. And I'm one of the employment specialists. Think about the people who come to you asking for help anyways to find a job, and you're doing it for free. You can get set up. You can literally set up a structured job placement program through Better Steps, just helping people get hired or charging for it, right? So this is something that looks like here, okay? So the max on that is about $3,000 per placement. Then you have service offerings where you're like helping them with interview prep. And the list really goes on and on and on. It's 100% remote. You can work anywhere. Actually, I think Better Steps is located in Florida. So it's not even in Georgia for my Georgia people, okay? So this is something that you could do. Teachers could do this. I mean, anyone who has ever helped someone get a job, you could do this. And the placements are real. I've partnered with Better Steps many times to help people, who are looking for jobs or looking for work or whatever, get connected to make some income. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. Does that resonate with anyone? And if you see the emojis at the bottom, you can just kind of put a heart up. Yep, Jocelyn said me. I know that's right. So yeah, that is definitely one. Okay. Now let's look into the next one here. So the next one would be the way that I went. Okay. Agency recruiting. So building your own recruiting agency. Now, when you can absolutely do this while you're still in corporate America, of course, but many of us work for firms where we're bringing in money for that company. But the thing is, we're only taking home, like I was taking home, a small percentage. Think about what if you could cut out the middleman, which is the corporation, and keep the majority of your earnings. And that's what running your own independent recruiting business means. You can set the rates, you can choose the clients, you decide how much you're worth, essentially. And you can get anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 plus, per placement, or you can offer monthly retainers for ongoing recruiting support. And how to get started it's pretty easy. You identify your niche, okay? You want to focus on small businesses and startups that need talent acquisition help. That's number one. That's what I did. So when I first left corporate, well, not even, I was a corporatepreneur doing this. When I was laid off the first time, that's when I started my recruiting agency, and I would do it on the side. I would make sure I wasn't in conflict of interest. So whatever company I worked for, I made sure that whatever I recruited for was the opposite end of that company. So when I was in telecommunications, I was recruiting healthcare on the side. So that's how you do that to just be, integrity filled. But anywho, you can also offer subscription-based recruiting where businesses pay you a monthly retainer for hiring support. You can, build recurring revenue through just having a retainer every month for helping them with whatever they need help with from a talent acquisition perspective. And you can scale your operations just by expanding your team. So the bigger you are, the more you grow, the more money you have. So if you have so for me, initially, I had a team of, I think, like 4 individuals that were business development / recruiters. And they would come in and do their thing, get their big commission check. I would get my piece of it. They would get their piece of it, and they would recycle the session all over again. They would do it all over again, rinse and repeat. It was just a lot of hustle, and honestly, it just wasn't my love. And so I had to transition out of that business, but that's how a business did initially start. It did start off as a recruited agency, but that is another way that you can make some money, make some additional income. One other place that I wanted to go back to, because I already talked about the resumes, but LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, if you're not on, let me just say this. This is one of the easiest ways to make money fast. People are always looking for jobs. One technique you can do right now, go to a Facebook group, go to Facebook, go to groups, go to job seekers, type job seeker groups. You can identify so many job seeker groups, and then you can niche it down and say job seeker groups in this vicinity, in Clayton County, Henry County, Fulton County, Gwinnett. Join that, and you'll start to see, hey, I need help with my resume. Does anyone know a resume service? Does anyone know how to help me with my LinkedIn? If you're already good at that, you don't have to be a recruiter to do this. You can use your talent, because they're always looking for help with interview prepping, especially. I remember leaving corporate America, and when I tell you that I lived off of Fiverr. Anyone know that? I'm going to be sending this list. So if you are like writing and trying to catch up, don't worry. I'll send a list of the places to go to, but Fiverr is one. I remember making thousands of dollars, you all, on Fiverr. And I actually have a training where I show you how to monetize your services on Fiverr to make income, to make money. So yes, Fiverr is a gem. And so, you can charge anywhere from $299. You can create little packages, a basic package, a professional package, an executive package, all the way up to $999. And people will pay that, depending on your expertise, but people will pay that money just so that they can, be able to get that job that they're looking for. You can offer job strategies packages that include resume reviews, LinkedIn updates, and even salary negotiation and coaching. You can partner with other career coaches, and you can just partner with career coaches in general and just say, hey, I do resumes. I don't know if you like to do resumes. I know for me, I don't like to do resumes. So I would always outsource that when I did begin to go into career coaching and development. But these are some things that you could just do easily to make money. And I'm telling you where to go. You can definitely go to Fiverr, but you can also just go to Facebook and start doing searches in each job searching group and give them your card, giving them a landing page. You don't even have to make websites anymore. Canva shows you how to make a whole landing page without, and these are the tips that I give to my students, but without even paying for anything. All you're doing is paying $10 a month for Canva, and you can create a whole website that's already got all the bells and whistles for you. It's seamless, actually. All right. The next thing up is career coaching. So this is the one that for sure, didn't pop up yet. Okay. That for sure I said, well, let me just write a little note here. But I came in and did a career coaching session. And I've done sessions for individuals or companies who are in career transition. So what does that look like? So sometimes there's big layoffs, and a company will go, well, I don't want to pay this big corporation, all of this money. Because I only have 5 employees that I'm laying off, or maybe I only have 3 employees. And so if they have this little small team, but they still want to help that team to go to that next place, well, you can offer career transition coaching to those individuals. You can give them strategy. You can give them job search optimization. You can give them interview preparation. You can do salary negotiation coaching. You can do all of these things. And the pricing structure is about 150 to 500 based on the depth and specialization of a very small team. Like if you were to say, oh, well, I'll do one person at a time, maybe that'd be like $100 or $150 to do something small, like give them a strategy, a one-time strategy. That's an hour of your time, right? But those one-on-one coaching calls on LinkedIn, if you are, let me just say this, let's just say you're in telecom, let's just say you're in the healthcare industry, let's just say you're a teacher. If you have a skill for what I'm saying, not that you're a career coach, but that you just know this industry. Think about so many other people that want to get into your industry. Even though you may be saying telecom is a mess right now, but you're saying, wait a minute, but there's people who want to get into telecom. That's an audience. But there's educators who want to make more money, or there's people who are in education who are not in education. I remember coaching a young lady. She was so bright. She was so talented. And I actually coached her right into a position. She works in Clayton County now, but her name was Phaedra, and she didn't know how to break through the I guess the hiring process, because you could just submit yourself. Sometimes you never get hired. And she really wanted to be an educator. And so I gave her the tools, I gave her the technique, I gave her all of the strategy, and she was able to get placed. And you would think, because it's a shortage, why are these people not responding? But it's all in the technique, right? It's all in the technique. So that was something that I was able to do. But what about you? What's your skill set? What's your expertise that you think you could possibly help someone else get into? Okay. Something to think about. This is a check just showing you, like I said, success builds belief. So just one of the checks that I grabbed years ago, doing this exact thing for a very small little bitty team. It was an hour of my time, and that was it. So there you go. All right. The next thing I wanted to tell you about is corporate training. And, corporate training is one of those things you say to yourself, okay, what do I do? Well, companies struggle with hiring. They struggle with diversity recruiting. I know the DEI thing is going out the window. We get it. But they struggle with employee retention. They struggle with all of these things. But what is something that you have in your arsenal and your gifts and your talents that companies are struggling with? How can you solve their issue, their problem? That's something to think to. So what corporate trainers really do is they're just paid money to come in and do a workshop. Typically these workshops range from like $3,000 to $15,000. Now, you may go lower than your budget sometimes when the economy is a little wonky. I've done it many times just because, hey, it's like, all right, am I going to leave this on the table, or am I going to just go ahead and just say, hey, okay, I'll do this for like 45 minutes. But that's generally what you're looking at. And of course, my company's First Talent Sources. And so, I came in and did corporate training, right? Help with talent optimization. So these are things that you can do outside of recruiting. You basically create a signature program. And here's another thing. What is something that you have experience with that has affected you? It could be microaggressions in the workplace. You know that's a training. That's a training. People would pay you to come in and teach them how to get past microaggressions in corporate America or in your industry. What is your industry? Is your industry healthcare? In healthcare, in consulting, whatever it is, okay? And so that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you pitch to those HR departments, pitch to those ERGs. Anyone know what an ERG is? Employment Resource Group. You want to pitch to those individuals. If this path is what you want, you got to think about it. It takes a lot of experience and deep understanding of organizational pain, but it's something that you could absolutely do. Now, is the work just throwing itself out there at you? Absolutely not. You're still going to need to understand how to identify the talent, identify the decision makers and the ERGs people and all of those things. And that's where networking comes in. Okay. Now, this next one is my favorite one because Now this is the one I think that anybody in the world could do. It's one of my favorites. It's almost my favorite. But this one is often overlooked, I think, because it's incredibly lucrative, actually. But you you basically get paid through strategic partnerships. Again, I'm going to be sending you something. I could actually show you one real quick. Did I leave it open? I did. I did. Okay. I'm going to show you this real quick. All right. So you get a partnership with a company and they give you different job orders. Okay. And you figure out which job order you want to work on. And this is what you could possibly get. And then, well, these are the big roles. If we go down to, like, let's just say a sales rep in New York, $16,000 is what you could get paid if you find a sales rep for this corporation, for this company. Okay. Let's just say an outside sales rep. Well, this is in Canada, so let's stick to US real quick. A physical therapist, a chief compliance. Here's why I say anyone can do this, because if your industry is education and you know someone in Houston who has everything that these individuals are looking for, including an active or healthcare license, you get $26,000. And you're saying to yourself, oh my goodness, Monique, are you serious? Yes. Now, all of these, they're not always this high. Like I said, these are 13,000. There's $1,000 ones. And these are the like low hanging fruit ones that are like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 even. And you just go to the site and you literally just say, okay, what do I want to work on? And you identify an industry right here. And let's say education and corporate. Let's say you want to do those two. Oh, well, there's not many in those. Let me go back. Let's go back to industry. Let's find manufacturing. So let's just say you're in manufacturing, okay? And you're saying to yourself, oh my goodness, I have people that I know in Texas. I know people in South Carolina. I know people in New York. I know people in DC. I know people in Carrollton, Georgia. I know people in Wisconsin, or somebody who's willing to move to Wisconsin. These are the earnings: 13,000 here, 26,000 here. Look at these earnings that you could get simply by submitting the right candidate. Now, there's the part, right? Because you can find some people and they are not the right candidate, and they'll say, no, thank you, I don't want this person, right? So this is one of those sites that I told you about that I'll be sending over to you, and you can see your earnings right here. You can view how much you've made and things like that as well. It kind of shows you those things. But yeah, this is another way to make side income. You don't even have to be a recruiter to do this, to be able to refer that. Did anyone learn something new here? Hopefully you did, right? All right, so that's one way. I want to go back to, there we go. So that's one. There's so many different earnings. I took a screenshot and added those in there just so you can see, for yourself, like, okay, oh, there we go. So you all can see for yourselves that there's ways that you can make income that don't have to be necessarily from corporate America, right? And there's nothing wrong with corporate America, but sometimes you need a little cushion. Sometimes you need a little extra, right? To be able to support your vision, whatever it is that has been on your heart to do, whatever type of financial freedom that you're looking for, you can get it by just simply monetizing those gifts. That's what this session is all about: monetizing your gifts and your talents, okay? Because I believe that your gifts can definitely make room for you. All right. So this is my absolute favorite one that I just recently, not recently in terms of this year, but within the last years, I have been able to jump into this area, this arena. I've added this to my plethora of services, but I've shown you multiple ways, of course, how to make money with your recruiter skills. But I wanted to show you this opportunity that absolutely had just monetarily changed my life. And it has the potential to do the same for you. And it is leveraging life insurance, being able to teach or be taught how to show people how to use insurance. Yeah, this is the one, how to use insurance to build wealth while you're alive. So that's one of the things that I do. And it has been a game changer. When I talk to certain people about this, they're like, oh, they immediately think, okay, life insurance, wealth, I get it. Yeah, I understand it. My family's been doing it for years. Other individuals that I'm very familiar with, I say that they think death. That's all they think. Initially, they think death. And so it just depends on your perception, of course, and your knowledge and your understanding. But the truth about wealth is that most people are just one unexpected event away from financial issues or disaster, a lost job, an accident, a health scare. And, even as a recruiter, you see it firsthand that people are laid off with no backup plan, struggling to pay their bills while they're looking for another job. So what I love so much about this particular option is you're not waiting forever to get paid. Now, some of those previous options, like the employment specialist, sometimes you're waiting 30, 60, 90 days. Sometimes you're waiting. Well, goodness, with recruiting, you could wait 6 months. You could wait. I mean, it goes on and on. What I love about this is for me, it's more appealing because I get to get that money a little bit faster. And I like to get the money faster. And it's recurring revenue. You can build ongoing income. And honestly, everyone needs retirement planning. Everyone needs that. Every single person, because you don't know your death date, right? Nobody knows their death date. They don't know when this is going to be your last day here. And so what do you need to do to get prepared for that? Well, there's no way that you can. There's no way. The only way is to understand what you currently have, what's in your hands, and also understanding what will the government even do for me in year 2027, I think, or 2030. It's the year that they're saying the disability will run out. I don't know, but that's right around the corner. I don't know about you, but that time is right around the corner. So the wonderful thing about it is you can have economic stability to a degree. I feel like you get what you put out, right? Whatever your results are dependent on the effort that you put in. And I believe that, especially with career transition, and if you're a recruiter, it's something easy to add into, because even for me, I find myself dealing with career transition professionals who just got laid off, and they have this rolling 401k that's just sitting there. And they're like, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? Well, I'm not 59 and a half years old yet. So what can I do? You can roll that baby over to a fixed indexed annuity and have it for your retirement, so that when things do go awry, or you could pull out from it if you need to, but when things do, when you get to that age where you need that help, or that retirement age, you have a recurring revenue coming in. You have monies coming in on a monthly basis, just based off of whatever you have right now in your 401k. So there's all sorts of reasons why this is the best opportunity, but I wanted to put that together so that you can see for yourself, for individuals who are thinking about should I do this? Should I add this to my plate? Even if you're in corporate America, you cannot beat this system. You cannot beat being able to help someone just change the trajectory of their lives. I'm so sick of GoFundMe's. I cannot tell you. I just literally told my family I will not be assisting anyone with the GoFundMe funeral. I will not be doing that, because there's too many options out here. It's too many that could help you. Simply, I mean, you could do something for as low as $30 a month. I'm sorry, 30 bucks a week, and be able to get a nice insurance policy where your family isn't struggling, right? So anywho, that's the last bit of opportunity to show you how you could excel in in something that you may not have said to yourself. I don't think anyone says to themselves, but you may not have said to yourself, man, I want to be an insurance person. I never said that. I definitely never said that, but it was something that came about. And then I began to see the lucrativeness of it. And I was just like, why don't people know about this? And that's how my brain works. It's like when I learn something or I see something work, I'm like, okay, why aren't people talking about this? Why is this not being known? So anywho, but why you as a recruiter would excel, or someone who has the same skills as a recruiter, let's say that, I won't even say as a recruiter, but someone who has the same types of skills, who is a relationship builder, right? Someone who is perhaps someone you already are advising people on their future. Maybe you're someone who's you know you're comfortable working on commission, or maybe you've always wanted to work on commission. It's something to think about as well. And then you just want something bigger for your life. You're someone who's saying to yourself, wait a minute, I can help people. You know, I could bridge that gap. I could break that curse of GoFundMe and fish fries. And I could be able to help someone and literally get paid instantly in weeks versus waiting for months and months and months in my recruiting business, right? And again, like I said, I am always going to say the proof is in the pudding. I do something before I put it out there. And this has been a game changer, like I said, for me and my family. All right. Now, what is your next step? So your next step to going beyond 9 to 5, you can schedule a meeting with me, of course, or you can attend our Saturday sessions. We have Saturday sessions to give you a breakdown of everything and let you know more about it. And then what we're doing tonight is for any individuals who schedule a meeting, we are giving you this free ebook that talks about the smartest money moves after a layoff, so that you know what to do if you're in a position of getting laid off, or you know someone who's in a position of getting laid off. Those are the steps. There are some steps there that will help you tremendously in stretching that dollar and being able to figure out what to do next. Okay, I've been in that boat as well. So again, proof is in the pudding. I definitely have been there, done that, and it has been the most stressful. So, all right. We have come to the end. You know you're going to receive the ebook if you schedule a meeting. But my question to you is, what stood out the most? What stood out the most today? What was something that you said to yourself like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that. I got aha moment, light bulb moment. What was that for you all? And feel free, this is an open forum. I know we're going to be adding this onto YouTube, but you can definitely just go ahead and speak.
I think for me, it wasn't necessarily an aha moment of I didn't know about this, but it's more like confirmation
Mm,
that I've heard some of these things before, or I've used them. I've used services from other people like Fiverr. I've used that before, but I could have been putting my services out there. Or I've heard about the life insurance thing, but I never really thought, is this really something I want to add? But I've heard so many people saying, yes, this is it, right?
yeah.
I think I've tried the agency recruiting thing. And like you said, it's really not for me. I was successful, but it's really not for me. Like I'm really trying to get out of the 9 to 5 grind of recruiting.
Mhm.
So some of these were just, it was more of a confirmation that you can do all the things, the freelance things that I've thought about, the other transferable skills, all the different streams that I have. It's like you really could be leveraging this more if you really just devoted the time and just stepped out there. So that's what this has really done for me. And I really appreciate you being willing to share these
Yeah,
things with us.
definitely. One of the things that I feel like has always been a blessing in my life is when I share my knowledge, especially for free. When I share my knowledge, I always get, it always comes back. It always comes back to me. I promise you that. So now you mentioned that you liked a couple of these, Jocelyn. Which one of these areas of side income resonated with you the most? Like, which one were you like, I think I'm gonna get started in this?
I think I'm gonna look into the life insurance definitely because again, I have heard several people doing that. So I'm gonna see how feasible that is for me. But I
Mhm.
also think the better steps, I like that idea, the freelance,
Ah,
and then just a lot of freelance opportunities. And the career coaching, resume writing, all those things on Facebook. I mean, I get hit with those daily.
yes,
Um, so I could
monetize.
easily, yep, I could easily do that. And really, I already am a professional organizer, but I have only done it through referrals. Like I have not done any advertising, and I just realized the other day that I've been in business for 10 years. And this will be my 10th year, and I have never advertised. I've never had a landing page of anything. I have never been on, I've never advertised on Insta or done anything. It's all been referrals. And so imagine if I actually did put myself out there, what could happen. So this is kind of like, again, eye opening of what are you waiting on? Like, I am totally working for a company that I'm just making money for them. And it's a small company now that I'm with. So
Mhm.
I am really making money for this woman. Like, why? When I could be, she's like, why? Just why?
Mhm. Mhm.
And, I said to myself that this is the year of bold choices. So I say to everybody, like, let's just do it. Like, bold choices, step out there. Like, if I've always wanted to write for a career, but I just never thought, I could do it. But that is my gift really is writing. This
Mhm.
is the year for whatever your gift is that you've got it in you. This is our chance to really just be bold and step out there and
Yeah.
rock it because we can do it for sure.
I love that so much, Jocelyn. Marsha's giving you hearts. Everybody's giving you hearts and claps, and David's giving you hearts. Everybody's like, yes. That is so. It resonates with me. Your story resonates with me because I was at that place too before, where I didn't post, and I would post other things and other people, but not me. And so there has to be a place where you get that revelation and say, you know what, enough is enough. It's time for me to go to that next step. And that's what I help people do. I love coaching individuals into going to that next place. I can show you all the different things you can do, but it's the how that you need
Yeah,
sometimes. And so that's what I love to do. So I'll be reaching out to you, Jocelyn, after this to schedule some time together and kind of work this thing out to see what I can do to help, or how I can refer you to someone who can, right?
it's funny because I'd love to know who else on the call feels like a dinosaur. Like, I'm not super old, but I definitely feel like I have reached the age where I'm tapped out on the technology, the AI, the Canva, the all the things. It's like, I don't think my brain can learn any more technology. Like, this is just getting to be too much. It's just a
Uh,
lot. I mean, I know I can do it, but it's just kind of like I feel like I've reached like my mom. Like,
you
my
have
goodness, I
you have
cannot learn another technology, software, or anything else. Like, it just is going so beyond, right? Like, just ridiculous.
I think Jocelyn. Well, first off, does anyone want to answer that? Anyone resonate with Jocelyn's feelings?
I do want to jump in. This is Sam.
Hey,
First, let me say thank you, Monique. You've always been a plethora of knowledge. You've always shared for free, as well as, I've seen your journey from you promoting others to you just coming into your own. So, just being a testament of you can do it. And I know your background, kind of, but I see that it can work. So you always give me that extra bit of encouragement to understand that, hey, there's a next step. So for me, I feel the same way Jocelyn is. I'm like, man, I feel like a dinosaur, even though I'm that age in corporate. You know how they say dog years? I feel like I'm
yeah.
that in corporate years,
Yeah,
so it's like what do you do next? Do you go get this certification or that certification? Or do you keep up with AI and HR and try to
yeah.
become, the next person in corporate? But the thing is really trying to find those steps for that freedom and just having that option to be able to, you know, use your transferable skills, because you always identify everybody else transferable skills when you're bringing them into a job, or you're trying to identify the right candidate for that company, you can understand everybody else's transferable skill set. So it's like, hey, for your transferable skill set, what else can you provide? So really, you know, as a recruiter, we're very agile. We're very diplomatic. We adjust our emotions, our insight, our conversation daily because we talk to so many different people. So for me, it's like I got a superpower. What do you do next? So it's really just kind of honing in to your guidance, and then just kind of seeing you not just talk it but walk it as well. So I know that is something that can work. So I'm just trying to find out how to organize everything and move forward to be lucrative and be as effective and get that same fulfillment as I feel when I'm changing the trajectory of people's lives in you know, in recruiting or HR. So
Yeah.
I'm here with you, Jocelyn.
Well, you know what I love about that, Sam, and I've told you this before, but a lot of you all don't know you're working harder than you should be. This is just like you said, this is the year of going out and being bold, Jocelyn. This is also the year of collaboration. You have to collaborate. That so I'll even go back a step. So when I talk about even with the insurance thing, there's certain people in insurance that desire to, like me. I told you I know my number. So so when you have a number and you know your goal and how many families you want to help and how many people you want to help, like you have that goal, then you're called a builder. You're called a builder. But then there's other people that are called referral partners, but they still get licensed because they want some of that money, but they don't necessarily make it their full business. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's more of referral partnership. So, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Hey, I'm a teacher. Hey, I'm a this, and I'm connected to these people, and we have a conversation about a product that I have maybe, or IUL, or an annuity, or whatever. And then you're like, well, do you have something are you already set for retirement? What happens if all of this fails and your 401k crashes? Like, what are you set for retirement? And then that's how you just transfer that over to me, and you're able to still get commission from that. And all you did was just say, hey, Monique, I want you to meet David. And David meets with me, and I give him a policy, and it's my thing, but you get a cut simply because you introduced him. So there's ways to collaborate and make income and not just stay like stuck in this box of, oh, I can't do this because I'm already doing this. I can't do that because I'm already here. There's just, it's all this. What we're going to see happen is that we're going to have to lean on each other a lot more than we previously have ever done before, especially in this political environment. And so leaning on each other means collaboration and unity. So something to think about, right? All right. Anyone else want to share like anything? Okay, good. Anyone else want to share any one of these that they could see themselves taking on before we jump off? And anyone to say, you know what, I could see myself doing XYZ. What would that be? I hear someone talking, but I don't know where it's coming from. All right, well, don't be shy. But if you have a feeling that you're saying to yourself, okay, I know that what Monique has to offer, I want to be a part of. I want to get one of her coaching sessions. Please feel free to click this link below. I know we're having some. Okay, I got a text about some technical problems. Okay, there's my link. It's in the chat. All you have to do is click that link and book a call, right? The call is 100% free, complimentary, just like this session was. And we just go over what we're talking about now, but what resonated with you and what strategy you want to move forward with. And I let you know, hey, this is what I can do. If you want to, I can help coach you to get there. I can coach you to do this landing page. I can coach you to do, all the things. And we just take it from there. Sounds fair? Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you so much. If you have questions, sure, feel free to ask any questions as well, I'm here. Other than that, it was such a blessing to have you all. And hopefully, yay! Hopefully, I'll see you all soon. I know you can do hearts with this, but maybe that's just iPhone. Okay, yep, it's just iPhone. All right, I'll do it manually. So there you go. All right, bye,
You know,
everyone.
so
Yeah.
I can't find the chat. Here's my dinosaur days. I'm doing this on my phone, so I'm like, where the heck is the chat on this?
No, it's okay. Wait.
I think that's out. Say that again. Oh, I thought somebody said something.
Someone did say something.
The heck is the thing? Okay, wait, there's the calendar.
Is it three dots?
Well, I did the 3 dots, but I don't see the chat room. Activities, on the go, show captions. No.
In-call messages. It's the third one at the top.
I see in-call messages because I saw your messages popping up. I was like, I don't know where they are. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Got it. Thanks.
You're well, it wasn't me, but thank you, Rashad.
Yeah, thank you, Rashad.
But I also sent it to you just now in our LinkedIn conversation.
That works best.
That works. You got LinkedIn down pat, and hey, that's where it starts. Because honestly, Jocelyn, LinkedIn is where it's at. Learning LinkedIn.
I used to be tech savvy, but first of all, social media not really my jam. Like I'm trying, but I just have so much going on that being on social media, sharing my life, is not really my jam.
Yeah.
Secondly, the AI thing is just, I mean, I think I attended one of your classes for Chat GPT through LHH, and Chat GPT does so much more than just rewrites your paragraphs and stuff. It does all kind of things. And I'm like, this is blowing my mind. It's just way too much. Like, it's amazing, but it's too much. Like the AI recruiters, too much. Like,
I know. Well, that's the thing. Oh, you haven't even seen. So they're wait till you see what rolls out at the end of the second quarter of this year. There is a system, a startup tech that literally is trying to replace recruiters. Yeah, it's huge. It's really huge. And one thing already rolled out called Go Perfect. Look that up as well.
Okay.
It's not as powerful as this one that's coming about. I'm trying to remember the name, but I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it's deep. It's deep. So that's why we have to have these conversations. We got to know.
Absolutely.
We got to know what our options are. So thank you again. Yes, Marsha.
Thank you.
Hi, Monique. It's Marcia. Yes, no worries. I love your energy as always. It always gets me pumped. Quick question. When you were sharing the presentation, the title that referred to the talent optimization, can you tell what was the title of that one again? Or what was the category for that one?
So are you referring to like the workforce development?
Yes, I think that's what it said at the top.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure.
Training.
Okay.
So that was corporate training, but I can grab it. I can put it back up for you. But yeah, it's corporate training, being able to go to corporations. Like I came to yours.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And got paid to just do what I love to do, right? I was just having fun talking to you all, really, to be honest with you. I can talk for hours. So yeah, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so it was that simple. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you all can see it, see some of the options. Let's see here. It was on the page. I think I closed out on my other stuff, so I have to see it from scratch. It's okay. Oh, this one right here, the check. Okay, the one that had my check up there.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Okay, corporate training and workforce development.
Yep. So corporate training and workforce development, that's one of the things that, I mean, now again, is this stuff like constant money? No, but that's why you have multiple streams. That's why you have, it can be under the same umbrella, but different branches, that you can pull out. And I I purposely, blocked out, the name and everything, from that. But that's an actual check. If I can find it, I'll find it. But that's an actual check that, was written out. And here it is. That was written out to my company, Fresh Talent Sources. And it was literally for just coming in and training. Coming in and training a big team. Well, it really wasn't a big team, but it was big enough. But yeah, so a nice sized team, and that's the beauty of being able to monetize your gifting. If I only thought I'm just a recruiter, I'm going to find recruiting people, I'm going to find roles for people, I'm going to find candidates, I'm going to match them up. If that was all I thought, and which I did initially, I would have missed out on so much income, so much money, because I was just thinking I was one dimensional, but I'm not, and you're not either. All of us have multi skills, multifaceted. So how dare we not use those skills and really be good stewards of our gifts that are God given. Okay.
Yes.
So that's my little spiel.
Thank you, Monique.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining
you.
me. Have a good one.
You too.
You too.
I'll be in touch.
Same here.
Same.
I'll be in touch, Monique.
Okay, David. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.